Yes, ma'am. Okay. Something else that your team might have said? You want to add to that?
How should I be feeling before I start to drive?
How should I be feeling?
Before I start to drive.
How should I be feeling?
Yeah, like think about, have I drunk?
Oh, okay.
Have I taken Ambien? Sleeping pills?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Okay, I get you.
Drugs and checks.
Nice. I get it. Thank you for elaborating. I was like, happy? Angry? How do I feel? I shouldn't drive like this angry. Right? Okay, thank you very much. So then, she's going to pop it back to somebody over here. Please pay attention, because it's... Okay, so marathon, quickly, give me one.
Become familiar with the marathon requirements such as distance, time, weather, track type.
Right? When you sign yourself for a marathon, you realize you're going to be running 26 miles, right? This is not like 5 miles or something, right? It's kind of like important information when you're going to prep for a marathon. Pop it back.
Oh.
That's okay. Give me one.
We were doing more of a preparation for actually running, and we did endurance building, breathing techniques, nutrition, that kind of thing.
Good. Pop it that way. Hey, you see? You're not paying attention, sir. We lost engagement. Okay.
Thank you.
You want to add something? What were some? Let me give you some time to get yourself back together. Okay. So yours is uploading a website, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is something that we might need to know prior to uploading a website?
A few things that we talked about were what type of website, what was going to be the topic, perhaps our audience. And then after that, it was, are we going to go, what type of language are we going to use? There's different type of languages, computer languages. Perhaps maybe go the easier route, use a template.
Excellent. Now pop it back. Please pay attention, guys. There you go. It's going at you. Okay. What's something you guys said that he did not say?
We put what type of assets will be in the website, what type of interaction will it have. All right, yes, true. Like what type of coding should it be in relation to the user as well as to the host itself?
Security, especially nowadays, right? Okay, good. So do you see how maybe this is something that you could implement in your classroom when you were in the classroom? How was it that we can adjust it so that there's accountability for everyone? Everyone here kind of had that little sense of, it might be me, right? That thing might come at me, I need to be ready. So everyone's engaged, everyone's thinking about the topic, you're listening to what the other group was talking about except for Mr. Glasses guy. So it's important. We have to hold them accountable for that work. Okay, so the kids can do this, but really ideally the prep part is for the teacher. Okay, so for example with the driver's test, they need to know the booklet, right? Okay, but yes, we know that as a teacher, but am I going to get a lot out of, okay guys, here are all the booklets, guys, this is a booklet we need to know. I'm going to pass out a booklet to everyone. Everyone has a copy. Now, you need to study the booklet. Okay? Because you need to know this for the test. Yes, technically I covered it, right? I gave it to them. The teacher could say, what else can I do? I gave him the test. I gave him the booklet. I told him everything that was in the booklet is going to be on the test. Well, yeah, you did. You covered it. You're technically covered, but are you really going to get them there? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So that's the prep part on our part to think, okay, I know they have to know the contents of the booklet. Let me look through that booklet. How can I chunk it? Part of it is they're going to need to know science. So maybe I could do a lesson about science. Part of it is they're going to be having to courtesy regulations on the road. Put a signal on. Don't pass striped lines, things like that. So then I could break it up into stations. Right? I could have a station about science. I could have a station about frequently asked questions. I could have a station about law breaking. Hey, you can't drive drunk or unhappy, right? And then things like that, right? So that way I could hit all that. I could hit what the content of that booklet in a couple days, maybe in a period if I'm going quickly. But they're on task. They're doing what's supposed to be doing, and it's not like here's the booklet. Okay, so that's the prep part on our side. The kids are not going to think of that. That's the teacher's part. Okay, so my part today was, okay, in prep, I could sit here and say, there's 8 components of the SIOP model. The first one is, okay, great, but how is that going to help you any? I need to give you a situation where you're going to have to prep for something. Okay, so that was that. The next thing, the SIOP model is building background information, building background knowledge, right? And so you have at the bottom of that paper, there's thousands and thousands of strategies on how we can work on this, okay? And so I was thinking, well, what's something that they can take back to the classroom? If you're in the classroom already, what's something that I'm always thinking from that mindset when I go to trainings. I don't want to go and have somebody read a PowerPoint to me. I'm fairly literate. If I wanted to read something, I could buy a book. You could have printed out the PowerPoint for me, and I could have read that. I kind of feel like insulted. Okay, like you need to put the prep time. If you're going to be talking to people about something, then give me something to do. Because my brain is just like a student's brain. I want to learn something. I want to manipulate something. I want to put my hands on it. I want to see how I can use this now. Okay, so how can I take this back to the classroom and use it now? So one of the things one option is for vocabulary, I like to use Marzano's 6-step. If you're not familiar with that, that's definitely something to hit. He does research again on how we process vocabulary. And there's basically 6 steps for that. The first 3 steps are something that you do regularly all the time. It's basically have the kid define the word using their own language. Okay? Not giving them a list of 20 words saying, please look them up in the glossary. And I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes to copy the word from the glossary. Are they really processing that? No, not really. Okay? Yes, they did it, and yes, you could say, we did the vocabulary, but think about that comprehension. Okay? So the very first thing, research shows that they need to put it in their own words. Okay? I can't stand there and read a definition word verbatim. If anything, if I give them a definition, it's my own definition, what I came up with. Okay? The second one is they have to be able to come up with a visual for it. If you can't create a visual in your brain for something, you really don't have a really great grasp of what that word means. Okay? The third one is using that word in either their own language, using it in a sentence, using it in context. Okay, those are the first 3 steps. Then the last 3 steps are steps that we do not every time we go over new vocabulary, but periodically to refresh. One is have them go back and reflect and say, hey, would my definition change now? After we did all this, like I could have asked at the beginning, that's another prep for me. I could have asked at the beginning, could have done like a circle map or some kind of concept map. Define SIOP model for me, even before I even started talking. And I could have had you brainstorm what that means. Then we could have gone through the lesson today, and at the end say, now let's go back and look at what we did at the beginning. How would you adjust that? What would you add to it? How would you augment? What would you change? What would you say, oh, I was way off on that? Okay, so giving the student a chance to reflect and think about their definition. How would they change it? How would they add it? Were they way off? The next one is play games. That's okay. We need games. We like playing. Our brain's a pattern machine. We like to be given something to play with and manipulate. Okay, and then the last one is like review assessment. Let's go over that. Give them a different word for it. Okay, so what I gave you guys there is something similar to what is called a Frayer model, Frayer. Okay. It's been slightly changed. What you see in a Frayer model a lot of the times is a circle in the middle of the 4 quadrants with the word in the middle. Okay. Okay, and then you give me the definition, you give me the definition in your own words or a sentence, you give me an example and a non-example. Okay, so you're going to be doing something like this. Okay, you're going to pick a word from your particular challenge, driving test, marathon, website. Okay, pick a word and then write the vocabulary word on quadrant 4. Quadrant 2 is give me the definition, define that word in your own words. 3, put in a sentence, and 1, give me an illustration of what that word looks like to you. Okay, this is a good thing for a teacher as you're walking around. So right now I'd be walking around looking, and say for example, they put yield as their word. And so they're going to draw a picture of yield, and I see that the picture does not match what yield means. So this is where now would I go, oh, well, I wouldn't, hey, that's wrong, what's going on? I'd be like, let's work on this, let's see what we can do. And then that way I have an opportunity to see what's going on in their head quickly, and I could do some corrections right there on the spot.
Do you want a break now?
Can we do our word and then we take a break? Okay? All right, guys. Yes, sir.